Alright, the next thing we need to do is separate all of our groups into different layers. Let's start with the upper window. To do this, I will duplicate my master layer and rename it upper window. Then I'll open up this layer and go to the contents. And then I want to delete everything but the upper window group. So I'll select all of my groups by clicking on the first one, holding Shift on the keyboard and clicking on the last one, and then command clicking or control clicking on a PC on the layer I want to keep to deselect it, and then press delete. Now this layer is just my upper window, and if I solo the layer by clicking on the solo switch, you can see that's the only thing in that layer. Then I'll do the same thing for the lower window. I'll duplicate my master layer, rename it lower window, open up the contents, select everything, deselect lower window, and hit delete. Solo that layer just to confirm that that's just our lower window, and we're looking good. Now, something I just noticed, I have both lamps, but they're both going to be animated the same way, so I really only need one of them. I'm going to delete my left lamp from my master layer because I know I don't need it, and then just rename this layer to be lamp. Then I just continue to break down this layer into all of its individual elements until I have a layer for every shape group. Now, instead of making you watch all of that, I'm going to use the magic of editing and just cut to when it's done. Alright, there we go. I've got all of my groups separated into different layers. So the last thing I want to talk about really quickly before we get into animation is organization. It's extremely important when you have complex animations with lots of different layers that you stay organized, and that's why I specifically named each one of these layers to reflect what's actually in them. If I would have left everything as those group numbers, it would have taken so long to figure out where the base layer is or where the bush layer is. So trust me on this one, organization is very important to having an efficient workflow. Make sure that everything is named clearly. Alright, now that we've broken everything into layers, named it properly, we can get into setting everything up for animation. At this point, there are two things you could do for your class project before moving on. The first is just design your house. It could be the house you grew up in, one that you live in now, or even a fantasy building like a castle. Once you have it designed, create a class project and post a screenshot of your house there. Then, bring your house into After Effects and break it down like we did in this video. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the Ask Me Anything thread.